not underdog, you know, but because you'd never want to like estimate yourself too high when it's the first time.
Yeah.
All right, Geo, Bloom, thank you so much for your thoughts. And look on screen now, this one is ready to go. Giovanni versus Fungus. It's the first match of Group D. That's about it from me for now. Over to both of you.
Thank you, Paula. Here we are, round one of our moving game. Let's get them started right away.
Yeah. I'm excited about this because Fungus, you know, he's decent at the moving rounds. You were saying about how a lot of players aren't necessarily, they don't shine as much in that game type. So it'll be interesting to see how he does here.
Yeah, it will be. We have a little bit of a pause here as one of the players wasn't in when we thought they were. But yeah, as you were saying, the moving, who will be better at moving and who will be worse. In this situation, it's hard to say. I think it might be Fungus. But it's up in the air for me. I don't think either of these players stand out too much specifically as like a moving player. So we'll see how it goes. But again, yeah, again it'll be interesting to just kind of like see how that goes.
I feel like there's something so impressive about watching the players who are good at moving. Like earlier on, watching Anna, like the way she moves, I was just like, it gave me motion sickness. I was like, my brain can't move fast enough to actually process that kind of movement. Yeah,
she's probably the best. Her or Blinky are probably the best moving players here, and she really has a method and has it down.
Yeah,
and is just so in it. But yeah, it can be intense to watch as a viewer. Maybe like those fast, rapid mouse movements, the zooming in and out.
100%, and being able to like scour for the information, but also go in with a purpose as well, right?
Yes.
Because like if you're moving, you're in the middle of nowhere, and it's like, oh great, I just saw the same trees that I saw like 500 yards ago. You know, like you have to know what it is you're specifically looking for and how to utilize that information.
Definitely, and generally with moving, players will just be. They need signs. That's the big one. They want highway signs. They want things like that. But it looks like we are back, by the looks of it. Round one seems to have finished, and we are on to our round two. It looks like off-screen we saw that Fungus ended up losing a couple 100 points there, but not too bad. We'll get them started on round two.
Still early days.
Yes.
This is where our multipliers start to come in.
Yeah, most definitely. So here with the move-in, as we can see, we have double yellow center lines, which is common in the Americas mostly. The players seem to be looking around. Some of them might show off that it looks like we have a Mexico electrical pole, which can be distinct because they have a sort of an octagonal shape, so we like to call them octagon poles in Mexico. So this should be Mexico here. It looks pretty dry and sandy, so probably relatively north. That would be my best guess, but let's see what these players are doing. They're looking for whatever they can find.
Yeah, it was interesting, like listening to you know, the cast a little bit earlier on this stream when they were talking about Mexico, and that it's such a big country that when you're on such a time limit, you really have to be just looking for information about like regional information rather than nailing down to the very specific location, because it can just be so. There's just so much you have to work with.
No, definitely. Here it does look like we have water to the west, so that's going to be very helpful for our players, and we'll take things down. But oh, it looks like Giovanni missed the water, and that is going to be a massive early lead from Fungus. He's going to feel good about that.
Yeah, after having lost some points early on in that first round, to kind of come back a little bit. I mean, not even just a little bit, is it? You know, bringing in the first multipliers is actually a bit of a hit there. That's
most definitely.
Is something like that nerves?
I think that has to be nerves, because I feel like I watched him look at the water. He maybe just didn't recognize it as water. But we are on our round three here now. This is what our players are going to be seeing. Let's send them straight in. What I might have just noticed here is a yellow plate on a commercial vehicle, which would be a great indicator of Denmark. I think the players are going to see that quick. You just saw Giovanni see the Denmark flag as well. So we have the country, not a massive country, but you know, some points could be seen here. We do have 2 times damage. Let's see what the players can find.
I feel like Danish houses always look the same as well.
Yeah.
They all have that pointiness about them.
Yeah, they do. they're pointy, and some of them are low.
Yes.
Good indicator.
Well, it's such a not dense country as well, so you just don't really get the really dense kind of residential areas like you do in other countries.
No, definitely. I think some of the players might have seen some bus stop signs. Those could possibly be helpful for them, but I think what they're going to be looking for here, ideally, is these short signs with red borders that would say towns. We see one here on Giovanni. He has 10 seconds left, though. Is he going to be able to find that? He did get a road. He got all the information, but probably not enough time.
I mean, they've picked very similar place.
Oh, that's close. Giovanni with a great guess. 6.4 kilometers.
Not too far from Sweden?
No, not too far from us right now.
That's where we are. Well, yeah, I mean, we're on the other side of the country, but, you know, same country, it counts.
It counts, it's close enough. So let's take a look at our round 4 here. This is what we're going to be looking at. Let's get the players in. They want to be moving around, looking at some things. With this sort of architecture and everything, there's a couple options here. But, oh yes, okay. This is quite interesting. So this is going to be Lebanon in Beirut, which the only coverage in Lebanon is in Beirut, and it's very minimal. So it's interesting to see it here. It took me a second because it's quite rare, but we got it here, and looks like we only have 10 seconds left. Both players get in the city, so.
I feel like when you know you're on a campus, the American University of Beirut, like campuses are shown on Google Maps, like in quite an obvious way.
Yeah.
With the like gray writing on the sort of yellow campus locations.
Yeah, so. There it is. They must have missed that sign, but it works. 25 points down to Fungus. Fungus still in the lead. He's going to be happy about that going into round 5.
Nothing too crazy just yet.
Yeah, let's get them started. So here right away, as we could see on the left there, we have a pole that is divided with these big sections and then a couple dividers. Those are common in Brazil. We call them the Brazil ladder poles. So they should have the country here. I think, again, we're looking at some water there that they could see, this time east. That'll be a big help for them too. But massive country, so 3 times damage, anything can happen.
Yeah, I feel like this part of the world is just the part that like really intimidates me.
Yeah.
We were having this conversation, like I'm one of those people who, like the maps that I play are so specific to certain parts of the world that you get to other parts and I'm like, yeah, well, I just accept the loss.
Yeah, just see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is definitely difficult. It looks pretty sandy and things, so I'd almost say it's probably going to be the northeast, maybe near like Recife. Excuse my pronunciation if there are any Brazilians in the chat. But I think it would make sense. Oh, it looks like Fungus has found some signs. Is there anything helpful there? We will see. He's zooming in. Yeah, he's on the
application
East
of
Coast.
the system of something.
Oh, 2 very similar guesses actually. But yeah, looks like Fungus just slightly closer, keeping his lead alive. Really has not taken a lot of damage yet as we go into round 6.
And even though that wasn't like a huge number that went down on Giovanni, because he is behind, like at this point, every little thing, you just don't want to be losing those points, because as the multipliers add up, then you're putting yourself at such a huge risk of just having one big knockout.
Yeah, yeah. So you do want to keep it as close as possible, and they're doing their best. Let's get them into round 6 here. This looks like a slightly difficult one, but we do have some indicators. Should be Europe of some capacity. We have Generation 2 camera, and wood poles, which could be an indicator of Greece.
This is actually just the Windows XP, but at a different time of year. You know?
Yeah. I think we should be in Italy, actually, now looking a little closer. Yeah, it seems like the players are getting some signs. Look Italian, zooming in there. It makes a lot of sense. They did get to some better quality coverage. And yeah, Giovanni here with a sign. I wonder if that's a town name. He seems confident. He's near Rome. He's got it in. Fungus, 10 seconds left. Where will he guess?
How close he go? Oh, he's going way further north.
Florence. So with 3.5 times damage, this could be relatively big. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. And Fungus, 47 kilometers away. That's 2,000 health down on Giovanni.
Fungus is a Noah.
Yeah. That's a serious lead going into round 7. Giovanni's going to have to work really hard here to get a comeback if he can. Let's get them in the round 7.
I wonder how the nerves are going now.
Yeah, Fungus looks calm. Giovanni looks like he's holding himself together as well, even under this pressure. I think here we're looking at a Poland. Some indicators would be...
You'd hope that Giovanni is going to get that then.
Yeah, you'd hope. I hope so. I think he's got this. The thing about Poland, though, that gets really difficult is it's all very flat. It all looks very similar. And so, you know, even people from Poland would
But he can at least read the sign.
That's true. That's true.
So he has that advantage, right? Unless Fungus just secretly is fluent in Poland and in Polish, and we just don't know that.
Yeah. Well, let's see how this goes. Yeah. Giovanni can read the signs. Little cheat code getting his home country. That's
look at that smile.
Yeah, he's happy. He's happy.
He's like literally looked at that second sign that he looked at that had the little roundabout symbol on it. Like that was when he put it down.
Yeah, very happy to see that. So we're looking at our round 8 here. Fungus with about half health. Giovanni about 1,000. A scary way to go in for Giovanni, but he's happy with that slight comeback here as we go into round 8. So here we should be in Latin America in some capacity. There's not too much information here, but let's see what the players can find. They are moving around, so that's
this place looks like
quite
where I
helpful.
want to be.
Yeah, it looks like a vacation
warm.
resort.
There's like beautiful water.
I want to hang out here. This sounds so nice. Let's see if they're able to find anything helpful.
He's just zooming down.
Yeah, they're zooming down the street. Hopefully, Giovanni will see the water on this one, I believe. I believe he's got it.
Oh, that's so mean. Come on.
No.
Come on.
I know. But it should be Mexico again, so another Mexico with the water. And I'm just playing with Giovanni. He's a friend, obviously, so just jokes. But should be Mexico, should be coastal. But a difficult round, for sure, because, like, honestly, things that are sort of atypical, where Fungus is currently, would probably be more helpful than the location we spawned in, because it looked like a pretty unique location, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I get where we kind of wow, okay, they went for very different locations.
That's so different, and that's going to be the game. That is crazy. Fungus taking it off of a round like that. Look at the little smile. Oh my, he was not expecting that. That's a way to end for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, very far away guesses.
I mean, even just his face is saying, like, it's the incredulity. He just doesn't believe it.
Yeah, but he's proud. He's getting tapped on the shoulder. He did well. He'll take the win, and that'll move us into no move, where that's honestly, it's hard to say. I don't know who will be better there. I think it'll come down to what countries they get, but that's interesting. I wonder if Giovanni has a technical difficulty, or maybe he's just like, I can't believe I lost.
This is where, like, I'd love to get, like, the little, like, listen-ins and stuff, and just be like,
give us the mic feed.
But then also, you never know, like, the strats, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know if someone, obviously understanding the meta is one thing, but if you're the only person who knows a specific thing about a specific country, I don't know.
Share.
You never know. Well, you never know what it could be.
It's interesting. I in the community, every time people have come with a meta, pretty much they share it, which is actually, I think, really beautiful. And I think there have been some people that will, like, discover something and then they kind of hold it.
Yeah.
It doesn't always go well because someone else will find it out and then they'll be like, oh, I knew that. But, you know, it is what it is. I think part of the beauty of this game and the community of this game is that whenever these types of things are discovered, there's such a joy in sharing them. Yeah. And there's such a joy in everybody learning together, and there's so much of the way this game is played is really together with people.
Well, like, the thing that I really love about it is, like, the different ways that these, like, meta things can even be found out are solely based on the differences in people's pattern recognitions. So, like, it can be visual things, or, like, you and I had a conversation yesterday about noticing things about languages, which, like, for me, that, you know, if you put me anywhere in like, specifically, like, East Asia, like, language stuff is more how I would be able to discern things rather than necessarily recognizing the environment. Yeah,
there's so many different types of markers and things you can look for, and certain people are better at different
exactly.
ones. Yeah, but let's head into our next no move matches here, games, I should say. Let's get them started here. So quickly off the bat, we do have Generation 4 camera. Can be noticed by how saturated it is.
I was going to say, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's just the most recent Google coverage. With signs like this and a middle yellow and this sort of vegetation and everything, I think Norway would be a good guess here, but I am not 100% sure. It seems like our players are going into Norway as well. But Norway can be a hard one. A lot of the country somehow looks relatively similar until you start getting really, really far north, where you can really tell how cold it is.
Yeah, you go to somewhere like Svalbard.
Yeah, all the way up. Yeah.
Where like 3 people live.
Yeah. No, but this is quite a beautiful location. Most Norway locations are truly like a pleasure to look at. They're just gorgeous. We do have Giovanni here going pretty south. They both went pretty south. Fungus a little closer. or Giovanni a little closer.
I wonder if that is, you know, speaking of like going north and you can start to tell how cold it is, like maybe this is like the limit.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
where that is, like
That's
after
the
that,
line.
it's just snow. Yeah, just that.
Yeah,
that's your line of
above.
latitude. Don't go beyond it.
Yeah. So here we are on our round 2. Looks pretty simple. I think this should be a Ukraine round. We do have a red Google car with a long antenna, which is very common in Ukraine, as well as poles like this can be common there as well. So let's, and a Ukraine plate right there. You can see the Ukraine flag on the left. So it should just be Ukraine. Let's let the players take a look around. No moving. What are they going to be able to find from this? Can they tell the city? There's not a lot of signs, not a lot of information. So
really beautiful buildings, actually. There's one thing I'll say about Ukraine. When I went to Ukraine, I was so taken aback by how amazingly beautiful the architecture is there.
Yeah, it really is gorgeous. Like, I love that house. I love the little, like, I don't know how to
It almost has like
that,
a gothicness about it.
Yeah, it does, but it's beautiful, and they have like these divots kind of coming out. It reminds me of like bay windows, but
but sharp,
their own style.
low poly.
Yeah.
Lara Croft bay windows.
Yeah. Looks like Fungus. I missed where he was zooming into. He's in Kiev. That makes sense. He's in the capital. Giovanni's debating where to go. He's going pretty far west. 1.5 times damage. Not sure how much we'll lose here, but it is a big country, so if they're pretty far apart from each other, could see some decent points.
He's still got it to play with. But, I mean, I say that, and it was, like, from the 1.5x damage round in the previous set that it really started. Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
No,
That's 1,190 points down on Fungus. Giovanni's still flawless. Going into round 3. We're not too far in, but flawlessing 2 rounds is pretty good. Looks like we're getting into our round 3, which should just be a Japan round here. These bollards here on the left, right in front of us, are Japanese bollards. So, great indicator as well. You got some language. I'm not sure if any of these players know Japanese. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll
that's
see.
all in, like, kanji, actually.
Oh,
so out of, like, the 3 Japanese, like, scripts that you have, that's only using one of them, which isn't actually super common.
I see. Interesting. Oh, and they both guessed. They got the island correct. Giovanni closer, though, still holding his lead, which is incredible. And round 4 here looks like it should be a Switzerland by the looks of it, as we have what's called low camera. In Switzerland and Japan, actually, we just had it on the last round. There were certain laws with the country and Google where they didn't want the cameras to be too high to look into people's properties and things like that. So the camera is a little lower down to the car. You can see that from the car blur being a bit wider. A good indicator, as well as this architecture and everything. Great indicators of Switzerland all around, so.
Kind of see the high elevation ground, like, further down as well.
Yeah, the big, beautiful mountains and everything as well. They do have, you see Giovanni sees a sign, but it's a little too far away probably to get to read well. Not sure.
I mean, it's Alley something, which is a German word for alley, so.
Yeah, so probably closer to Germany there, but we will see. The architecture is interesting because it almost feels a little more toward the French side to me, but...
I mean, they speak
they
German in, like, all of Switzerland. Well, they speak Swiss German. Before any Swiss people in the chat get annoyed if I say that it's actually German.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. Oh, yeah, it is close to France. Fungus with his first round being closer. Only a couple points taken off of Giovanni there. But probably good for the mental to get some points. Round 5, let's get them straight in.
I like, this picture of the corn suggests it's people who really love the Midwest.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, like, they're living by the mountains, so they're just kind of, like, lusting after it.
It's Peruvians, but they wish they were in the Midwest
exactly.
of the United States. Yeah, of course.
They're like, I'm dreaming of Iowa.
Yeah, that's like the place everyone dreams of going, of course. But yeah, this should be a Peru round. There are a couple of good indicators going on in the distance. There's a black and white pole that's helpful as well. But Giovanni closer again. He's definitely dominating the no move. That is a lot of points down on Fungus, and Giovanni basically at full health.
That was a big chunk.
Yeah, that's a lot
You
taken
can still
down.
come back from that. We have seen worse even just today.
Yes.
Like, there have been the I guess, reverse sweeps, you know?
Yeah.
So...
It's doable.
It can happen. It can definitely happen.
I mean, Fungus is in the lead in terms of the match. So even though he is down right now, if he loses this, they will go to the NMPZ tiebreaker.
Yeah.
So that probably does feel good there for him.
What are you thinking for this one?
This one is hard. This is my weak spot. It's like Eastern Europe. This red sign definitely is helpful in terms. Hard to say. I think they both look a little stumped. Look at them. They both got the hand on the face, but they got the guesses in Prague. There it is. Very close. Yeah, that makes sense. I was thinking
a whole 18 points.
Slovakia. 18 points. Massive.
That's definitely the biggest round so far.
Yeah. All right, let's get them into round 7. This looks like a very typical Australia on our hands. We have double white center lines, white outer lines, left side driving. And then this general vegetation is super Australia looking. Do have some poles here that are more green tinted, which are common in Queensland. So it could be Queensland here. I'm not 100% sure. Let's see where our players end up going. But this is big with 4 times damage on Australia. That's dangerous.
Yeah, because it's such a big country.
It's massive. So yeah, it's really, if they're not guessing close to each other, this could be game. Fungus could lose here. I mean, even Giovanni could lose here with how big the country is and 4 times damage. So.
I mean, it looks like they're both at least in the right part of the country, if it is in Queensland.
Yeah.
You know, you haven't got anyone over in, like, Perth.
Yeah. Nobody's, like, up in Darwin. Like, they're doing well. They got it down. But, yeah, with about 10 seconds left, neither of them look too confident, but they do seem to be making slightly similar guesses.
And there you can just see Fungus, like hands on his face.
He's
you just got
nervous.
to accept what he's gone with, you know?
Yeah, I think that will be the game. Yeah, that is it. That is it right there on round 7, Australia.
Big oof. But it does mean that we get to go to a game 3.
Yeah, which is exciting, an exciting way to start this group, for sure.
And for NMPZ, like, who do you think even has the...
Hard to say. I really think this is a matchup of really close players.
Yeah.
Neither of them...
Well, it feels like the rounds where someone has been way off have been like, you can tell it's like a slight mistake that's been made by nerves. Like going back to the whole thing about maybe not noticing the water or whatever it is. Like that isn't necessarily a comment on like the ability of the players, because you just know that that's like, okay, it was first round. Like you got to get warmed up. You got to get into it. You know people are watching you.
Yeah.
People are going to make like mistakes like that. None of them seem to be like, oh, this person really just doesn't, you know, they're so far or disparate in terms of their skill.
Yeah, it's all very close. And it really is just coming down to the fact that this is the first GeoGuessr LAN ever. And these players don't have the experience of the nerves of being in person and your competitors just down the road from you.
And it's like, it's not even like they're in an isolated room where no one's watching. Like, we know all their like friends and family and everyone is out here. Even though we don't have the live audience here, that's going to be tomorrow. We still have people here. There's a whole group of people watching a massive screen just like 10 meters away.
Yeah, and we're right in front of them. They've got the production nearby and all these things. It's a stressful environment to be in for sure.
Yeah.
But it looks like we're ready to go in our NMPZ game. They are tied. This will decide the winner of the overall match. Let's get them straight in. Again, NMPZ, they only get this image. That's it. They won't be able to look at anything else. Definitely the most difficult way to play this game. Let's get them in. I mean, off the bat, we do have a European plate. Helpful as well. And some language on that sign there, if they can
language,
read it.
Confirmed.
A language.
We have a language.
We have a language. Can they read it? No, but I mean, if I had to make a guess, I'd be wrong, but I'd go with like Slovakia or something. Let's see where our players end up going. Giovanni, I can't tell where he's zoomed in on, but he's in somewhere. Fungus is going Czechia, which makes sense as well.
Yeah, they're both in the same place.
Yeah. Very, very similar, but with almost 10 seconds left here, Fungus makes his guess. Giovanni is still waiting. Let's see how many points can get taken down round 1. NMPZ is definitely stressful, so.
Yeah, this is, I just never even bothered with this. I'm like, I'm not built for this.
Yeah, the NMPZ is quite hard, but you know, there's a reason we're casting, and they're killing it out there. But Giovanni keeping the lead as we go into round 2.
This one doesn't even have a language.
This one doesn't. However, we do have a poll over there. I'll let them get started now because it's NMPZ. We do have a poll there that has these little hooks, which can be very common in Latvia. And so if those are the Latvian hooks, that should give away the country. Looks like it should be. If they can notice those, we see Fungus getting close up in the screen, doing the
zooming in on the
manual
right area.
human zoom.
Yeah, just lean. If you lean into your PC, it will make it easier.
Yeah, it's like zooming, but with your body. So it works. Fungus up in Estonia. I think Giovanni dropped his marker in Latvia. So if one of them is right, the other is not, that's already going to be some points there. They are very close by and not super big countries, so it shouldn't be too many points, but 1.5 times damage. Could be interesting. Let's see. It was Poland. Wow.
Oh, Giovanni. No, who was it I said to earlier? I was like, oh, you never want to be the guy who like gets your own country wrong.
Yeah, that's a bummer. But granted, that was a very difficult round. Yeah. I'm not surprised they went where they went again. Even I
on NMPZ, I think that's forgivable. Yeah. Definitely.
NMPZ is where you're gonna see the blunders like that. Let's get them into the round 3 though. So straight off the bat here, we do have this ladder pull. I mentioned earlier some ladder pulls in Brazil, but the sections between each, I don't even know how you describe those little lines, was a lot bigger in Brazil. This one is a French one here. We get them in Spain sometimes too, Portugal as well, but they have holes in the middle. But this looks very typical France vibe, and I think both players know that as well. So they're getting those guesses in, and they look pretty close to each other. Ooh. But Fungus closer.
Quite far west.
Making a little bit of comeback. They're close to tied now, so that feels good going into round 4 probably for Fungus. So let's get them started on round 4.
There's English language on the side of the. See, again, I always go for the language. It's the first thing I look at.
Everyone has a thing they start with, and that's the most helpful. Here we have a cool pull. It's a South Australia pull. So these pulls here, with that brown outer and then the like sort of cream inside, are specific to South Australia.
I guess also the side of the road that they're driving on.
Yeah, we've got the left side driving and the English, even without the pulls.
Because for that left side driving, you got Australia, Japan, and England. Is definitely not Japan or England.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, wait, this isn't your home country?
Oh yeah, it looks exactly like London.
yeah, downtown. Yeah, but the players know that, and it looks like Giovanni's just going near Adelaide, which makes sense. Fungus a little farther north, waiting to get his guess, and Giovanni's using the time to his advantage, seeing what he can get out of this round. It is more north.
Close. Augusta.
Oh, okay. Fungus has the lead now. He's going to feel good about that.
See, I feel like something in South Australia, that's where, like, Zigzag's going to be watching and you're going to feel his eyes.
Yeah. The players were like, oh, Zigzag's watching me. I have to do well here. Well, let's get them into the round 5 here quickly. Again, I looked around a little bit on our caster view, but the players are only getting that first image. This is a hard one, though. I feel like it should be Sweden or Finland. I think Finland, though. Let's see what the players.
Those look like Finnish words. I mean, obviously they can't see them. We can see them.
Yeah.
Those look more like Finnish words to me.
Yeah, I think so. I think that makes sense.
Usually like
or
long
Lithuania. Oh, that makes sense too, actually. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense.
All right, well, out of Sweden and Finland, they look more like Finnish words.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I don't know, I'm not the expert.
Yeah, no, it works. Apparently me neither. But Fungus takes the win there, and it has a very decent lead now as we go into round 6, 3.5 times damage. We should be looking at an America or Canada here. We have a solid double yellow center line. Those are more common in the US than Canada. But you can get them in both. Again, just this simple, plain image, not a lot to go off of. But let's see what they can make do with it. It's quite
very flat.
So Great Plains or something along those lines. But 3.5 times damage, this could be a lot of points.
Oh, wait, one of them picked Canada and one of them's picked in US. Oh, okay. It was up in...
Oh, wow. It was up in Saskatchewan. And with that one round alone, Fungus takes the entire match.
And that Canadian knows his Canada.
Wow. He knew it. He knew it. Yeah. Get in the home country, as you talked about earlier. Yeah, he feels good about that. He's calm. Got the hair fixed. Little smile, little smirk. Good. Good.
He doesn't smile too. We spoke about how he's a really humble guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to smile too much.
Yeah. He's holding it in. He's holding it in.
Yeah.
But he feels good. It's the first match of the day for him. So he played well. That was exciting. Look at that little smile.
I feel like, look, Giovanni had his round earlier on in the game where he had a Poland round and you could see the smirk on his face because you could read the Polish. So I feel like it's only befitting that Fungus gets his Canada round in, and that's what gives him it.
Yeah, no, definitely. And look at them, happy together, chatting.
Welcome back to the studio, everybody. Welcome back. Myself, the Fungus among us, taking the dub. Any surprises there?
I think it was the fact that it kind of went back and forwards a bit, even that final round being Fungus just kind of takes it away.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't one really clear winner throughout the whole thing, you just never really know which direction it's going to go in. Yo, look, the man himself.
And
the
we
Fungus
have
among us
with us.
is now actually among us. We're just getting his headset set up.
Yeah,
yeah, those go on your ears.
Nicholas, producer man, help him out. Come on.
Yeah. He's got it.
Yeah, beautiful. All right.
There he is.
And we'll get him in for... There we go. Everybody welcome Fungus to the studio. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That
Good work.
first win, mate. Overall, just generally, how did that go?
The no move didn't go too well, but I think I played as well as I could in the moving and the NMPZ. Yeah.
We spoke yesterday and a bit today about coming into the tournament, what it's going to be like. Did it play out like you expected, or were there any surprises?
The amount of Poland was concerning, but apart from that, no, it kind of just felt like I was playing at home. It really didn't feel too bad.
So you had a hold of the nerves then?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
Okay. Geo, Bloom, any questions?
Well, you said the amount of Poland was concerning, but then you just won on a Canada round. So, what was that about?
Hey, we take those.
Yeah, you took your home court advantage in the end.
Exactly.
And it worked out.
I'm curious, actually, because of our discussion, we were saying about how, it kind of could have been in the States, could have been in Canada. What gave it away? Because it was up in Manitoba, right? What gave it away for you?
Just felt like Canada.
All right, here we go.
Quite what to say, but.
Gut feeling, then. Was it just a raw gut feeling?
I mean, there were certain things that would lean you more towards Canada than US, like Gen 2, but yeah, I've just played a lot of Canada, and so it looked like Manitoba, and just went there.
Your syrup senses were tingling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, understandable. No, very, very well played. That was a fun match to watch, seriously.
Thanks. Yeah, it was a fun match to play, too.
Yeah. Any specific round had you really nervous, or...?
The Mexico round in the moving, I didn't really know where it was. I thought it could be West Coast or East Coast, and then I saw the mountains at the last second and panic switched. Obviously, I know there's no coast in Puebla, but yeah, I just didn't make it to the West Coast in time, but it still won me the game, so
yeah,
that was good.
That was a good last-minute switch. It worked out well.
Yeah.
It worked out really well. Yeah.
Nice. Fungus, anything else that you'd like to say before we go to a short break?
Honestly, just looking forward to the next matches, yeah.
Congratulations on that first win, and best of luck going forward. Geo and Bloom, we're going to take a short break.